Hello everyone, and welcome to The Crafty Chemist. My name is Happay, and today I am wanting to finish up page 23 of Spirit Animals. I've been working the 2-page here, and I have left on page 23, and today is the 23rd, this deer and the belt and some bracelets and the connectors and the gold beads I have there. Not really quite sure what I want to do with that part, but I'm going to try to make my deer very light colored, and we'll go from there. I've been using Graphitint and tinted charcoal and Derwent drawing and my Prismacolors. I have them all swatched out here. That's the main things I've used on it. There are a few parts where I've used white pens, and I used a green pen to do around all of my crystals here. But my goal is to get this page finished today. I may not get it done in this video, but let me pull out my case that contains my Prismacolors. Oops, that's pastels on that side. And I think I'm going to start with the ear of the deer. I do want it to be very light colored, but I may not be able to achieve actual white. And so I think I'm going to do pink rose in the ear. And I'll probably use some of my Derwent drawing along with this, because I find Mars Violet works really well inside areas where ears, like just like the pinker parts of animals. So I know that a lot of the United States has been getting massive amounts of snow. We didn't get anything like that here. We just got a lot of rain. And it is very wet outside. I just dropped my kid off at school, and when I got back into the yard, I was noticing that my yard has decided it is spring. And 2 years ago, we put in a Japanese lilac tree. I'm kind of hoping that this year it's going to get some flowers on it. It hasn't flowered yet, but it's already got leaves going on it. They weren't there yesterday, and they're there today. And all of the daffodils are up and blooming. I was really surprised last weekend when I saw one open. I was like, wow, I wasn't expecting that to be there. And then, yep, it was there. And so I think I'm going to go over this with a little bit of cream to see if I can lighten it up a little bit. So yeah, the daffodils are mostly up in the yard. It does make the drive really neat because there are flowers everywhere out there right now. Yeah, I think that cream made this a lot nicer there. It's kind of a good set of colors. So, yeah, this is for the hashtag that I have created, color page 23 by the 23rd, and this month was Hanna Karlzon Books. I kind of have a mess on my table here. I was like, what is the next one gonna be? We'll announce it later. But I had it sitting here somewhere. Yeah, I'll announce it before March. That way you can have a whole month if you want to play along. I did have a new person play along this month, which was very exciting. I haven't had much time for video making lately. We did finally finish painting the foyer and up the stairs. The tape needs to come down and our quilts need to be rehung, but I'll do a video on that soon. Kind of like that. Maybe a little bit of yellow in there. Oh, yeah, that looks really nice. So yeah, that's finally done. We did that last weekend. This weekend, because it is very much spring outside, I will have to go out and pick up. We have a sweet gum tree that I have to admit I hate it. I mean, it can have really pretty leaves in the fall, but the balls, the seed balls that fall out of the tree are the worst. They make a huge mess, and they don't fall out of the tree all at once. It usually takes us several times of cleaning it up to get rid of all of them. We've cleaned them up once so far since fall, and it's due. I need to do it again. And kind of rake the yard. We made a decision last year. My husband has, the majority of his family lives in Canada. And last summer, we went to spend time in Montreal with them. And one of his cousins, who doesn't live in Montreal, came in town just to see him. And we went hiking and everything. And she told us about turning her yard into a clover lawn. And we really don't want to have any grass in our yard at all. None. Grass is, well, it requires a lot of maintenance and a lot of water. And we have clay soil here, and the grass is just super patchy and doesn't look nice unless you put in a ton of work and pay a lawn service to do it. So in like 2019, we started putting in some planters. I went a little over on the yellow there. In the yard, so like well, actually, I guess I did it. Put in a circle or like an oval shape in this part where we just could not get grass to grow. And then I planted irises and lilies and tulips and stuff in there. And, put mulch around it. And so it had no grass there. And then in 2020, I kind of expanded some of that area and planted other things in other parts of the yard and started making the transition to the front yard having no lawn. And we built in 2021 another planter on the other side of the front lawn that has the lilac tree in it. And okay, I'm going to say his ears are kind of done. Let's do around the eyes a little bit, make them a little pink. So yeah, the majority of the, well, one side of the yard entirely in the front was not grass. And the other side still had some grass. But again, you know, I worked really hard. I put a lot of time and money into getting the stupid grass to grow. And it just doesn't. And so I turned it all into mulch and I planted perennials and things like that in there. I think this last winter was pretty rough on a lot of that stuff, so I don't know that it actually is going to survive. So I'm, you know, kind of waiting to see what happens with this spring as everything starts to grow again. We also made a border around the front yard. Our yard, we're on a hill, and so our yard in the back is sunken into the hill, and in the front it's raised up off of the hill. And so along that wall where it's raised up off of the hill, we put boxwoods, and it was looking really nice, but then this past winter was really rough. We went almost 2 months without any rain, and what that caused was the plants got really dry, and then we had a really hard winter where the temperatures were much colder than they normally are around here. So we lost quite a bit of stuff to like winter burn. I'm gonna get some colors here for, one thing I always wish I had more of was like brown colors. I know you can like mix browns, but just not that artistic. This is too yellow. Let's go with warm earth and see how I feel about that. Like up here and in the antlers. I guess I need to finish up the antlers a little bit. I like that. Okay. Just thinking here. Oh, okay. I may actually be able to just continue with this a little bit, but I gotta figure out what I want to do with his nose. So anyway, the boxwoods I don't think they survived. And there's 30 of them out there. So that's a pretty big loss. That's, you know, a really, really big loss. I am glad to see that the lilac tree is coming back. And I did try to water things sparingly during the time when the water was like there was no rain coming from the sky. One day when I was out there, well, and on top of having, you know, this lack of rain, a water main broke, and I didn't water anything during the time when it broke. Once they got it fixed again, they said that we needed to start using the water to flush out the system for the, you know, to make sure that the pipes, the water sitting in the pipes got moved. And the best way to do that is to, you know, water your lawn. So I was watering my lawn and somebody drove by and was yelling out the window at me. We live in a very visible corner. Yeah, so everybody thinks they have to give their opinion to you about what it is that you're doing. And Yeah, so anyway, I watered as much as I was able to water, and it doesn't seem like it was going to be enough. So I don't know what we'll do with the 30 dead boxwoods. We'll have to put something back in there because we built an additional retaining wall. It looks really nice when everything is okay. I'll just get some light colors down that I can go over. I did use, I used graphitin and charcoal pencils in the background. And it did make the paper a little bit wavy, but I'm not worried about it. It doesn't come through on the other side, so that's good. So here in a few minutes, I have to go to have the lovely lady doctor appointment. So I don't know that I'll get this deer done before then, but we'll do our best. I also haven't decided if I want to cover up any of the lines on the deer. Maybe I do. They kind of show through anyway with this. I need to try some of the ways I've seen other people do it to get some of these dark lines covered. But in this case, if it's still kind of white, that's okay, because it just is. I'm wanting this to be a very light colored deer, like a snowy wintry deer. I'll make the other one on the other side probably match the hair-ish of the other woman on the other side. I did notice that there's a weird hand shape here in this one, and I tried making the skin look better. I need to work on skin. So I basically look at all of these coloring books as practice to, like, just play around, try something. If it doesn't work, it's just a book. And maybe I'll figure something out better for next time. So that's kind of how I look at it. It's like, I think these pictures are pretty. I love this book. This is only the second bit of pages I've done in it. I've just done one other somewhere back here. And I did get the newest book, the City Among the Stars. Oh, yeah, this is the only other one I've done back here. I love my Witch's Cottage book a lot. So this is good. Let's see, go in here. Smooth that out a little bit. One thing I like about the Derwent pencils is you can just kind of keep layering them in. These drawing pencils, just keep adding layer after layer. And you can actually end up going much further with the layers than I can with just my Prismacolors alone. So I like that. And it does seem to help cover up some of the lines as well. But also the graphitin helps with that, it seems like. Try to make him a creamy colored deer. He's a fantasy kind of deer anyway. So I don't have to make him match what color deer really are. I can do what I wanna. This is my deer. I'll just keep laying color down on here until it's something that I'm satisfied with. See, like this is pretty white in here right now, but if I use a pretty heavy hand over that, maybe it'll be less white, less bright. Like I don't know if there is a jelly roll that is a cream color, but especially in the paper for Hanna Karlzon, that would be nice if there was a cream color. So this weekend, I think I'm gonna try to get out and outdoors and clean up in the yard a little bit and plant the clover lawn. Apparently, once you mow it once, then it doesn't grow much taller. I got a micro clover, and it's drought resistant. It grows in clay, and it captures nitrogen to put it in the soil. So I think some of the areas where I had mulched last year, I may also put some clover. Oh, that looks really nice. I like that. I'm not going to get like a really furry looking, which looking at this picture, I can't really tell. I'm looking at a picture to help me with this. And I can get, if I get some pressure on there, I can cover that over the white areas and it doesn't look so bright. I like that. Okay. So yeah, the instructions say, and we got some advice and information from my husband's cousin that you just kind of give it a mow and it's really soft and it'll get the clover flowers on it, which are good for the bee population. That's what I've been trying to do with the yard, is just turn it into a place for bees and butterflies and hummingbirds, and it's been working. We do have quite a few of those types of animals and insects coming through the yard in the summer. And it's just really nice to sit out there and look at all the plants and stuff if the weather's decent enough, or we can stand when there's mosquitoes, if we can stand them. So it's time to start preparing that. It was like 72 degrees yesterday. It was like ridiculously hot. So I'm kind of thinking that we're done with the majority of the winter, which is not unusual around here. If we got a little bit more, I don't think it would kill anything off, and it looks like we're going to stay above 40 for the most part. I just have a few areas around the antler that I want to be a lot darker so that it's more defined in there. I'm just using it's actually a Derwent line marker to firm that up. I discovered that I can use this over the pencils. I've done it in a number of places up there, and then I can smooth it out with the Derwent Ivory Black. Like I said, all this is an experiment. Like, let's try this and see what happens. I may not be much of an artist, but I am a little adventurous and willing to give things a shot. I don't want that to get too dark in there. Okay, where is I going? Stick this. So I'm excited to have the clover lawn. I think it'll be nice. Everything is so patchy, and since it'll grow on clay, that's perfect. So let's put a little bit more of this all around here. The dogs will like it. My husband will like it because he hates mowing. The bees will like it. Hopefully all of the insects like it. My deer can be very light colored if I want it to be. Alright, so let's do a little bit down here under the neck. I have to admit that recently I've stopped watching haul videos because I have plenty of stuff. And I mean, I didn't when I first started paying attention to coloring. I wouldn't say I started coloring last August or like end of July when I got COVID. I would say that I became more into it. I don't know, just started looking at other people's stuff, and I don't want to say obsessed because it's not that. It's like, this is relaxing to me, and it was the only thing that was calming my mind, or like that I could get my mind to focus on while I was sick. And I have coloring books from when I was very young still, and I was still coloring in them. I just didn't have very many books. And so then I discovered Maria Trolley while I was sick, and I colored in that book a bit. And then I discovered Colorfully Optimistic's channel, and she was talking about Hanna Karlzon's Witch's Cottage, and so I got that book, and you know, then I just started watching more and more YouTube channels, and it went from there. All right. I was like, maybe I don't like that. I guess I kind of do. It's okay. I don't understand the area around the eye socket on these pictures. I watch all of the videos that I can, just because I find it interesting how different people do different things, and that gives me ideas of things to try. And I will say that I think my coloring is a lot better from watching all those videos of things to try, but I need to stop watching haul videos and review videos. I think I'm just going to start focusing on things that I know that I like, and occasionally getting something different. So things that I like. I do like animal pictures. I don't really like pictures with a lot of people in them, or just a picture that is a person. Like, this is fun because there were a lot of other elements of it to color, and it has this animal in it. So I do like the animal stuff. I don't like the portrait kind of pictures. I do like crazy, creepy pictures. I think those are a lot of fun. I don't really like cutesy pictures. So like I did get this book here, Fadorables, Cute and Creepy. And actually I think it's got double sets of things, and it's like the first book I've ever had of that. And I had, you know, I bought it used. Nothing's been colored in it. And I'm not sure I like the cute part of it. So I don't know. I'll be able to play around in it though, and I can try things twice because there is duplicate pages of everything. So that's good. So like there's Witching Hour, and here's Witching Hour again. So I can try it twice, I suppose. And I also got, recently I tried buying some Cocowayo books. I did have some printouts of Cocowayo. And these are also kind of cutesy for me. I don't know. I'm going to give it a shot. I mean, that's all right. Animals wearing people clothes, I'm cool with that. I think the frogs and Cocowayo are kind of weird. I like the bunnies, but some of it is just like I don't know. It might be too cutesy for me. I don't know. We'll see. But I don't have to color every page. And another one I recently got too was Midnight Forest. And I actually really wanted this one for a long time. And so I can't wait to have fun with this. There's a lot of little detailed bits in there, but I'll just color over them. It's no big deal. But yeah, I do like nighttime. I do like dark. So those kinds of things I'm excited about. And you see I made a dark background here. I actually also made a dark background in the only other one that I colored in the book. And this one here, which I colored over Thanksgiving. And I'm going to have to go because I got to go to that appointment. So I'm not going to finish the deer right now, but I will finish it later. Hi, I was able to finish the page later in the evening after I came back from my appointment, and here it is. I'll be doing a video soon of all of the finished page 23 in Hanna Karlzon books that I came across, and announcing the next page 23 challenge for March. Happy coloring!